Hello everyone, this is day 5 of the Continental Divide trip that we took in the summer of 2022. I was particularly resourceful this day and recorded some information while on the road, so we'll get to that in just a minute. Day 5 started us off in a dispersed camping site on Little Shanley Creek, driving through Lincoln, Montana, and ending the day near Granite Creek just west of Helena, Montana. While it was hard to pick anything really on this trip that was my favorite, this day sticks out for an incredible lunch spot we found, but we'll get to that here in a few minutes. All right, on with it.
Well, welcome to the inside of my Jeep. This is Andy, and this is day 5 of the Continental Divide Trail. Continental Divide Trail, which is a patchwork of miscellaneous highways, small amount of highways, but mostly forest roads, fire roads, and other off-road means from the Canadian border all the way down to Mexico. Some interesting things we've seen so far, some cool little forest road offshoots to a mountain vista, a bunch of waterfalls, some animals. Les here saw a bear yesterday. We were all behind him and the bear ran off before we were able to catch up, but other than that, beautiful cool 40s at night for sleeping. You can see over here I've got a bed set up here in the Jeep, and if you have a Jeep or been in a Jeep, you're probably thinking to yourself, how on God's green earth is he sleeping on a platform? I have to say, pretty darn comfortable actually. I probably would not take this as my normal nightly provisions for sleeping. I like my nice warm cushy thick mattress at home, but for camping, pretty darn good.
Getting from our campsite to the next chunk of the trail took us through some valleys, mostly livestock grazing lands, large gorgeous houses, miles of fence line, and a few forest roads cutting through some private land. Stay on the trail, folks.
No.
I was doing the same thing.
Most of today was in the Helena National Forest System. Beautiful ledge roads, trees, and mountains as far as the eye can see.
Passing Little Shanley Road here on the forest road from getting started. Interesting little experience up there last night. Right now I'm at about 5,000 feet, about 4,800 feet actually. And we're slowly increasing elevations a bit closer to the Continental Divide and kind of leading our way back over the top and forth of it. Road kept getting a little more narrow, past 5,500, a little more narrow, 6,000 feet, a little more narrow, 6,300 feet. And we're on a shelf road with about a 1,500 foot vertical drop on the passenger side. We get to the very top and it's getting even narrower. It's definitely a forest road. We get out, as you should normally do when you don't have full comfort on what you're doing. Went up and walked around the bend a little bit, and it got even narrower. It got beyond the point of being safe. So we backed down about a quarter mile. That was intriguing. But we all got down safe and made it back down to the campsite for the night, only seeing that nice black bear about 100 yards from our campsite. So that's camping in Montana.
The next few miles, we twisted and turned our way through a number of forest roads, coming across some gorgeous waterfalls, and came across this one particular one where we got out of our rigs and hiked around for a while, and sure, why not? I'll go crawl on that log. Look at me, I'm an idiot. So earlier, I mentioned that one of my most favorite spots on this trip was today. That was where we had lunch on Reservoir Lake between Black, Stonewall, and Echo Mountains. We had just passed a little camping spot that we looked at, and about a mile down the road was this lake. No one added, a little path down to the water, no bugs, and water clear all the way to the bottom. We probably spent about an hour here eating sandwiches, chatting about the morning, and watching the dogs take a swim. That and, sorry Tim, watching your drone take a header into the lake.
Town of Lincoln, Montana.
My station should be up here on the right.
Oh, look at that. A Cenex, a welcome sight for Carl. Whip around here. Whipping, whipping, whipping. Whipping, whipping, whip.
So we did sketch a rough route to take, but we weren't without a few turnarounds here and there. We'll just call this more adventure. This one took us a few extra minutes, but we got the crew turned around and back on the road, back up to the top of the hill and back on our way. Hey kids, a wave right back at you. Coming out of our lunch and gas stop, we proceeded through the Helena Lewis and Clark National Forest, up and up and up to the Granite Butte Lookout Tower, run by the U.S. Forest Service in Canyon Creek, Montana. As we crawled up Granite Butte to the tower at 7,600 feet, we came across the actual Continental Divide hiking trail. Obviously, the official trail isn't open to motorized vehicles, but we didn't expect to actually cross the actual trail on this trip. Pretty slick bonus. As we headed down Granite Butte, the views were even more spectacular than going up. If you look off to the left side of the windshield here, you can actually see the Continental Divide hiking trail. Before we rejoined the main forest roads onward, there was a little offshoot road that I shot down quick, only to get stopped unfortunately by some fire damage about a half mile in. Gorgeous though. So, yeah, okay, I thought this was kind of weird. Yeah, we saw cows all over the place and fields, but this next section of road went through an actual herd of cows. On the side of the road, in creek beds, up on the hill. It was crazy. Mamas and their calves within feet of our Jeeps, but don't worry, we're taking it very careful and slow, being sure to stop and back off when Mama wasn't interested in moving. Get it? Yeah, I know. Sorry, I'll shut up now. As we were starting to look for a campsite for the evening and wrap up day 5, we came across some old mine ruins, Empire Mine. This was a gold, lead, copper, and silver mine in operation from 1880 through 1994. It's private property, so we stayed at the bottom and just explored with our eyes. After a few campsite strikeouts, we ended up at the top of Priest Pass, which is just to the west of Helena, Montana. This by far was my most favorite campsite. It was just gorgeous. When we arrived and started setting up, there were fire planes roaring overhead bringing chemicals and water to the active fires in the area. What a crazy sound and sight. Those planes were maybe only a few thousand feet over our heads in the pass. I got him. I got him on video. Damn! Shh, come over here. Well, that wraps day 5 of my epic Continental Divide Trail trip. Stay tuned for days 6 and 7 coming soon. Please leave your comments below. If you liked the video, hit that like button. And be sure to subscribe to get notifications of new videos. Thanks again for watching.